So just when you think you found your favorite animatronic, the perfect one for you, Spirit Halloween comes along and says, no, you did not, because we're not done. And then they go and make some unique, incredible piece of art like Bobby Strings here.
Boy, you
amazing.
Finally made it. I pulled some strings to get you here. Please come hang out with me, and I'll loop you in on the disturbing things that we have going on around here. They say a maniac is on the loose, but I wouldn't want to string you along with some awful rumor. But just in case, let me hide behind you.
Bobby Strings in the house. Don't act like you don't want this one. No, it's not scary, but this thing is freaking awesome. This is what I like to call nightmare fuel for the kids. Monster Mike 816. Let's get into it. I've seen this thing online a bunch. Seen it at the stores. Man, this guy is just so cool. If you get the chance to get him, get him. He is so unique. This one here is just an insert. So you're going to have to kind of pull this guy out and break the vacuum. Get out of there, Bobby Strings. This guy is in here. Holy moly. Ah! This thing is a pain in the butt to get out of the box. They should have put a little hole down here to break the vacuum on this. Be much easier, but whatever. You can get it out of here. It's just, you got to yank on it. I shouldn't be complaining because at least we all know this thing is packed good and it's going to arrive safely. Bobby String. Oh, I see the head. I see his head. I'm putting a hole in the bottom of that box, that is for sure. Oh, man. Oh, man. Look at that goodness in that box. Oh, man. Oh, man. First out is that really cool mech. It is wood-looking cardboard. I'm going to change that. I'm going to make it with foam, and then I'm going to hard coat it with some fiberglass. We'll have a video for that, but that's going to make this much more appealing. So I'm not worried about it. This thing is just awesome. I just want to see, before I pull everything out of here, if there is packing instructions. Sometimes they include that. Makes it easier when you're putting everything back in the box. Da-da-da. Yes. All right. This one does include the packing process. So you don't have to worry about taking a picture, memorizing anything. It shows you step by step on how to put everything back in the box so it will all fit. Very cool. Thank you, Spirit Halloween. Awesome foot right here. This thing just looks so cool. I mean, it looks like it is carved out of a giant block of wood. Amazing job on this one. And another foot. Same thing. One's H, one's I. Bobby Strings has got a hat. Hard M from Monster Mike 816. It's got a Velcro strap right there on the top. Very cool. Got a hand here. Part J. Again, the sculpt on this is just so cool. I don't know if the camera does it justice, but it really looks like it's carved out of a block of wood. It's so freaking awesome. Hopefully you can see this in stores or get it for yourself. This thing is just really, really cool. And another hand here. Of course, the clothes. Excellent material. The quality of the clothes is top notch. This is really thick, really good quality. Of course, you can see the colors. They are perfect for an old beat up wooden doll. This thing is just so awesome. Control box right here. Very cool. The best part of all is Bobby Strings' head. It's just so cool. This thing is light too, man. You grab this thing and you think it's going to have some weight to it, but this is so lightweight. And man, whoo, whoo, whoo. I mean, come on. Come on. Look at that. It is so cool. So freaking cool. There's that Velcro for the hat. Man, this thing is just awesome. You know, the execs at Spirit Halloween, when they seen this one, they must have been thinking, yep, we nailed it on this because this is just over the top cool. Excellent job, Spirit Halloween. My goodness. So cool. Power supply. All of the poles to get this thing up to height. Lastly in the box is the stand, and this is a heavy duty round rod construction. Very nice. Well, obviously the very first step is going to be the stand, part A. After that, you're going to put part B on. You're going to know this is the next one because it has an insert for this structural support rod to go into. There's also a wing nut on here, so once you get the push pin in, you can tighten up that wing nut, and it's going to help stabilize this rod. You got to kind of finagle these both at the same time. So you want to put this down as far as you can, slide that push pin in, and then get this rod in here before you go all the way down. That way you can get everything together correctly. And mine is a little bit twisted, but there we go. And then once you get it in, tighten up the wing nut, help stabilize everything. Up next is part C. It's the only rod that has an arm coming out of the side there. So same thing, get the push pin in, slide it into place, and then tighten up the wing nut. Once you got A, B, and C together, the very next part that's going to go on is the control box, and this is part E. Again, just a push pin. Once you got the control box on, you're going to unvelcro the back of the clothes and slide it over the shoulder frame here, and then put on the feet and the hands. H is the left leg, I is the right leg. Just slide it up the material and then hook it on the hooks on the inside, and it's got a little cotter pin that'll hold it in place. Same thing on this side. Slide the leg pole through the pants and hook the little prongs into the frame. Put the cotter pin in. Exact same process on the arms. If you need me to tell you which hand goes on the left and which goes on the right, you got problems. There's also some Velcro on each cuffling right here, so go ahead and Velcro that. It'll help keep everything into place. But there is plenty of material on the clothes for this guy, so you don't have to worry about sometimes you got to stretch the leg down to make it look right. They made this clothing perfect for this frame. All right, once you get to this point, if you plan on moving it around, I would do it now before you put the head and the mechanism on here. It's going to be more manageable. You'll be less likely to damage anything. And it's got a little bit of weight to it like this because the stand is solid steel round stock. So it's really heavy duty. Right now is where I would move this guy around. Once you get here, you can put part D, which is the next rod, right on the frame, or you can go ahead and connect the mech to this rod and then put this into place. That's how I'm going to do it. It's going to be a little bit easier that way. Oh, man. Very cool. This thing is so cool. I'm trying not to hit my fan there. Very next step for me is to put the head on. And if you have not seen this thing in person, the camera does not do it justice. This guy is actually really big. And yes, of course, it is amazing. Once you've got the head on, go ahead and connect your electrical connections. You've got the sensor, you've got the wire for the head, and you've got the wire that goes up to the servo to control the strings. And then lastly, go ahead and hook up the strings. Don't forget about that hat too. The actual strings that hook on to his arms and legs, they're wrapped around these plastic pieces. Do not throw these away. You can reuse these to wrap everything back up so it doesn't get tangled, but these are also extra parts. The actual little pulleys that are up there on the mechanism that the strings go around, this is the same piece. So do not lose these. Save them. All right, these are the pieces that I'm talking about. And if you see that white wheel right there, that's the exact same piece. So make sure you hold on to those. Well, it wouldn't be Bobby strings if we didn't hook up the strings. So this is the cool part. It's just lift up the limb and hook it in. Oh, man. What an idea. The ingenuity behind this is second to none. Absolutely love it. I mean, you really just don't get an idea of how big this thing is until it's right in front of you. If you can get to the stores and see it, you got to do it. If you can order it, order it. It's badass.
Who's the puppet and who pulls their strings? We'll soon find out when you're asleep tonight. I found some scissors to cut me down from here, and then I'll string you up in my place. Why, it's as simple as that. We'll have so much fun together. At least I will. Frightening fairy tale to tell you before you go to bed tonight. Once there was a handsome puppet that was so friendly that he gave you a big hug. This made you happy because you're the villain in the fairy tale and nobody likes you. Don't worry, I'll be your friend forever. No strings attached. Oh boy, you finally made it! I pulled some strings to get you here. Please come hang out with me and I'll loop you in on the disturbing things that we have going on around here. They say a maniac is on the loose, but I wouldn't want to string you along with some awful rumor. But just in case, let me hide behind you.
All right, I just wanted to give a comparison how big he is. Carnival Carl's right there. He's 8.5 feet tall. If you can get this guy, get him. He is an amazing animatronic. I appreciate anybody who watches these videos that I make. Please like, please subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel. I want to do a bunch of giveaways.
Everyone.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Song? Let me sing it for you. Oh, I know a naughty child who was so very bad. He ate up all my candy and made me real mad. So when I get free, I'm gonna fix him good. He's gonna bump heads with this block of wood. Let that be a lesson, kids. Don't be a blockhead.